Hello, I'm Mark from Moonstone Publications. Welcome to this overview of some of the stories we've covered over the past week. But first, please hit the subscribe button and share this video with your friends and colleagues. Coming up in this week's update, the government is opposed to nationalising the Reserve Bank. MBSE student takes top honours for the second year in a row. A High Court ruling on subrogation has far-reaching consequences for insurers. The Corporation for Deposit Insurance hits its 20 billion rand target. Value-added service charges drive consumers deeper into debt. And the Supreme Court confirms that purchasers bear the risk of cyber fraud when paying by EFT. The government is opposed to nationalising the South African Reserve Bank, warning the move could undermine investor confidence and the bank's independence. The National Assembly's Finance Committee this week heard submissions on an amendment bill introduced by the EFF that would make the state the bank's sole shareholder. National Treasury said a forced takeover of the privately held shares without clear mechanisms for valuation, compensation or funding amounts to expropriation. This could cause doubts among investors over the security of other investments. In addition, the bank's minority foreign shareholders could take the government to an international court seeking reparations. Paraplanner Emily Broderick secured valedictorian honours for the second year in a row across two of Moonstone Business School of Excellence's qualifications. Fresh from topping the higher certificate in wealth management, she has now claimed first place in the Advanced Certificate in Financial Planning, a program that paves the way to the postgraduate diploma in financial planning and ultimately the Certified Financial Planner designation. Broderick and fellow top achievers Elisha Govender and Francisca Taylor recommend MBSE's Advanced Certificate to financial advisors who want to deepen their expertise and further their careers. Law firm Weber Wenzel says a High Court judgment on subrogation overturns established legal principles and settled practice. The court held that although an insurer may step into an indemnified insurer's shoes, it cannot control the litigation or appoint attorneys unless it appears on the record. By separating substantive indemnity rights from procedural standing, Weber Wenzel says the judgment strips insurers of the practical ability to direct actions in the insured's name without issuing fresh pleadings. This requirement to plead and prove subrogation will complicate and delay recovery proceedings, potentially leaving insurers without recourse in cases where claims have already prescribed. The Corporation for Deposit Insurance has hit its 20 billion rand funding target within 1 year of operation. Launched in April last year as a subsidiary of the South African Reserve Bank, CODI's Deposit Insurance Fund now guarantees up to 100,000 rand per depositor across 33 banks. According to its inaugural annual report, 95% of all depositors are now fully covered under the scheme. Thousands of credit account holders may have been unwittingly driven deeper into debt after making what they believed were full monthly payments, only to discover that value-added service charges, such as airtime and insurance add-ons, were not included in their minimum payment calculations. In its first annual report, the National Financial Ombud Scheme highlights this omission as a systemic flaw with far-reaching consequences. Following the NFO's intervention, the credit provider agreed to write off the inappropriate balances and revise its policy to factor VAS charges into future minimum payments. The Supreme Court of Appeal has confirmed that creditors are under no legal obligation to shield debtors from cyber fraud risks, placing the onus squarely on payers to verify bank details before making electronic transfers. Citing precedent, the SCA emphasized that an EFT is complete only when the intended recipient's account is actually credited and those funds are unrestricted. The court reiterated the golden thread doctrine. Purchasers who fail to confirm invoice account details bear the loss if fraudsters alter payment instructions. That's all we have for this week. You can read these stories and many more on our website, moonstone.co.za. Until next time, here's wishing you all the best from the team at Moonstone Information Refinery.